Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TEW9. Welcome back to the New Japan save. I'm very happy with the way the New Japan save is going. Obviously, the last episode we had our first ever show, and it went down well. I kind of got used to the results of the Ring of Honor show being around, the mid 50s. So to get a 67 in our very first show with the New Japan save, obviously I can't compare the two. The in two different stages of the companies, but I was very happy with it. I was also very happy with some of the results, especially for some of the guys who I wasn't really expecting to do too well. So it was good. As you can see, Hiroshi Tanahashi uh, has fairly big morale issues. Still off the last episode, obviously we added Shibata to certain roles in the inner circle, and Tanahashi wasn't a big fan. I have given him 100. That's 150. That's 200,000. I've given £210,000 or dollars in bonuses, just trying to cheer him up a bit, and he's still angry. I don't know if it would have been better to do it all at once, but it didn't work. We also tried adding him as the men's head trainer role in the inner circle, hoping that would cheer him up. And as you can clearly tell, he's still upset. And it just caused more problems because Yuji Nagata was our men's head trainer. We removed him, so he's upset. Shibata is obviously upset at Tanahashi being given a important role. I was not expecting to have this much backstage conflict. At least not straight away. So Okada has morale issues. What's Okada upset with? Angry at the pressure of being figurehead. Lad, you are our biggest star, figurehead. Current figurehead, fully established for the role. Okay. This is weird though. Sonata has more star quality than Kazuchika Okada. What? He's also a heel at the moment, Okada, so we will need to sort that out. Ibushi moreover, Jay White moreover. Tanahashi could be a figurehead. Jay White, not enough. That was Hiromu Takahashi. What I was gonna say. It's weird. Should we just remove? The thing is, though, if we remove him as the figurehead and just run forward with no figurehead, then he'll be upset. Ibushi, Suzuki, no one's there. No one's ready to be our figurehead, and he's upset at the pressure of being figurehead. So we'll take that pressure away. Is he upset? Is he upset? He's not upset. Wait. Irritated of being dropped from these lot. I'm gonna start swinging because I do something to make them happy, and they get up, and someone else gets upset. He's upset at being figurehead. We take the figurehead away, and he's even more upset. We need someone to keep these guys in line. I was expecting the Ring of Honor save to have a bit more backstage conflict because you've got guys in there that don't get along, Eddie Kingston, Chris Hero, and whatnot. I wasn't expecting New Japan to be this difficult. But whatever, it is what it is. We'll keep going. We hope Hiroshi, because I didn't realize people handing in their notice is something that can happen in this game. We learned from the Ring of Honor save, if you've seen the last two videos, the Bravado brothers had big morale issues, handed in their notice, and no longer work for us. Or they didn't, after 30 days, they'll no longer work for us. Will that happen to Hiroshi Tanahashi? If so, we're in a bit of trouble. But anyway, I need to stop stressing. We'll get Hiroshi back on our side. We will. But for now, let's get into this show. And here we are at the pre-show. You know, from the last video, we're trying to get some pre-show bouts in just to kind of test out the new guys, give the young lions and whatnot a place to kind of get familiar with the crowd. And in the first match, Volador Jr. defeats Chris Bay in around 10 minutes. A junior heavyweight kind of face-off. I was hesitant bringing in Chris Bay because I originally was going to be part of a tag team. Who was he said to be with? I mentioned it in the last video, but my memory's all over the place these days. I have no idea. I'll put it up on screen. But he was going to be brought in as part of a tag team. The tag team didn't happen. So we thought we'd give him a run out of as a single star. A 33 we can work with. I believe it'll be his first time in front of a Japanese audience. So a 33 isn't bad. And Volador Jr. In the mid-40s will take, because he's not going to be an integral part of our junior heavyweight division. But if he can be relied on for a solid performance, then we can definitely get him on some cards. But a 43, we'll take it, especially with two guys that we weren't sure about. After that, Shotaro Ashino defeats Luke Jacobs in around 40 minutes. This is kind of going to be a bit of a hoss fight. Luke Jacobs, obviously an English guy, someone who I think he can actually end up in doing well in Japan. He's got that kind of just kind of vibe about him. Putting him up with Ashino, he's very young in this save, so we weren't expecting him to do too well. 24 isn't great, but he's in a similar boat as Yota Tsuji, similar boat as we'll see later on, the likes of Yuya Uemura. He's a project, and we can build him up. But Shotaro with a 59, hell yeah, we will definitely take. He can be brought in instantly as part of like the Never Openweight division. Definitely happy with that result from him. But 45, we're happy with. Shotaro obviously carrying Luke Jacobs massively, but it's all good. It's all good. And the last match on the pre-show is the worst match on the pre-show. We have the new Foundation contingent featuring Brian Pillman Jr. and Davey Boy Smith Jr. versus Aussie Open 2, I believe, new tag teams. I don't think we might have used Aussie Open last time. I don't think we did though. But debuting with the new Foundation, Davey Boy Smith pinning Kyle Fletcher. Davey Boy Smith carrying the match in terms of in-ring performance. We kind of expected that. He is the only guy who's kind of established when it comes to New Japan. Davey Boy Smith with a 45. Everyone else in the 20s/30s. Not great. But again, like I said with a few of the guys before, Chris Bay, Luke Jacobs, this is the first time in front of a Japanese audience. So we can understand why they might not be getting great results. I was hoping for a bit better because Aussie Open we're going to try and weave them into storylines fairly soon. But we'll just have to keep them on the pre-show for a little bit longer and debut them a little further down the line. It's all good. I'm recording in my notes app whereabouts everyone is. It might be cheating. You might say it is cheating, but I just want to know what these guys are capable of, and we're kind of building up a report on who we're seeing as projects, who we need to keep on the pre-show and build up for a little bit. Aussie Open and Brian Pillman Jr., they're definitely on that report. But it's all good. And next up, with the pre-show done, will be the main card. So, to kick off the show, the main show that is, we have Kenta versus Tiger Mask. Kenta defeating Tiger Mask in around 15 minutes with the Busaiku knee. A 66 rated. This is our technical match of the night. We have to have the way database is set up. The fans are expecting a technical masterclass match every night. And the way TEW works, the technical masterclass always has to go on first. Just to kind of hype up the crowd. This did exactly that. A 66 rating, Kenta carrying the match. I kind of expected it, but a 70 from Kenta is really fucking good. I was expecting him to do well. I'm a big fan of Kenta, but I wasn't expecting him to do that well. And Tiger Mask with a 32. Yeah. He's coming to the end of his days. We will probably have him retire before long, maybe at the coming Best of the Super Juniors tournament. We'll see, but he definitely won't be lasting for long. We're going to try and segue him into a backstage road agent role because he's obviously, as you can see, not performing too well. But a 66 to start the night. The match got the show off to a strong start. We'll take it. Big things could be coming for Kenta if those performances continue. After this, after the match, Kenta is kind of in the ring, kind of looking down at Tiger Mask. We'll have him standing over the body when Katsuyori Shibata comes running out. Nothing said. No shots are thrown. It's just a stare down. A stare down between two former friends that have unfinished business. Starting off this new storyline between these two men. Unfinished business. They feuded a little bit, I believe, at the start of 2020 in Real Life New Japan after Kenta joined the Bullet Club. We're going to try and continue that a little bit. And with the 71 segment rating, it's getting off to a hot start. We love it. The next match is a Chaos versus Bullet Club clash with Ishii, Yano, Ospreay, and Eagles versus Jay White, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, and Yujiro Takahashi. With the Bullet Club winning when Jay White pins Robbie Eagles. We have a lot to unpack here. I'm going to go through everyone's ratings. Robbie Eagles with a 23. We had him on limited involvement. It might have hurt. It will obviously have hurt his rating, hence why he got a 23. But he didn't have the stamina to do a 60-minute match, which is slightly worrying. Will Ospreay done fucking brilliantly. I think that might be our best rating so far, an 86. Hell yeah. Big things for Will. Toru Yano with a 52 and Ishii getting up to the 70s. Yujiro is around 50s, same with Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. Carl Anderson done a lot better in the match, in last show's match, which is strange, but yeah, he might have been off his game. And Jay White with a 70. Jay White and Doc Gallows were really off their game. So with that, maybe Jay White could be getting up to maybe 70, 75. The flow of the match was heard with some guys having limited involvement. We probably could have swapped Eagles out for like maybe a Yoshihashi. I'm not a big Yoshihashi fan. Hiroki Goto, maybe put him in the match instead, and maybe got a better rating. But we just need to know that Robbie Eagles is one of them projects that we mentioned earlier on. We're going to have to build him up. Everyone else, we're happy with, especially Will Ospreay. So we can't complain. We can't complain. After this, the New Japan Cup matches continue with Kanemaru defeating Uemura. I always struggle to say his surname. It's not a surname a British person should be saying, let alone one with a lisp. Uemura. Don't laugh at me. Please don't laugh at me. I have a speech impediment. Obviously a part of the New Japan Cup. I'll put it on screen at the moment, the updated graphic with the people who advanced in the last show, just so you can get a little bit of perspective. Obviously ignore the dates involved because our New Japan Cup is obviously happening about a month earlier than the one on screen. Is it? I believe it is. No, well, yeah, because it was said to take place in June. This is taking place in March. So ignore the dates. Just focus on who's winning the matches. This will be updated. I'll put it up every video just so you can see how things are progressing. But Kanemaru with a fairly good performance, defeating Uemura. We expected a little less from him. I was expecting him to be in the 20s, so pleasantly surprised. Well in, lad. Next up, Taiji Ishimori beats another young lion, Gabe Kidd. It says with the yes lock, we won't have it as that. Obviously, I need to go through the finishes a bit. 56 rating, a 60 from Ishimori. Yes, lad. We want to give him a push right out of the gate because I'm a big Taiji Ishimori fan. So, a 60 is definitely what we wanted. We were. I'll say it. We were planning on pushing Robbie Eagles, but with a 23 from earlier on in the night, we're gonna have to change our plans a bit. Obviously, no plans of changing with Taiji though. Hell of a performance there. And the New Japan Cup obviously continues. Next up, Minoru Suzuki and Yuji Nagata just kind of batter the fuck out of each other. It's a very physical match with Minoru Suzuki winning in around 15 minutes by submission with that sleeper hold. Suzuki on a 66 while seeming off his game. Nagata with 40. He's another one of the older guys who will most likely be retiring before long. But he can still give us a fairly decent match. A 60 we will take. We have big plans for Suzuki, so hopefully he can get the ratings up a bit. I hope age doesn't affect Suzuki in the game, because we've seen in real life age does not affect Suzuki at all. So it shouldn't in the game. I've just noticed how hot the crowd is, though. We're very happy with the 63. Moving on to not our main event. Minoru Suzuki cuts one of the typical backstage New Japan promos, basically just running down his opponent and the rest of the New Japan Cup. He says that even if he does not win, he will change the face and the landscape of New Japan Pro Wrestling. A fairly standard promo, but just to get some hype up for the next round of the tournament. And finally, our last match of the tournament and our main event, Kazuchika Okada versus Gedo. Okada, obviously, beating Gato in 16 minutes with the Rainmaker. Uh, they stole the show. Jado also ran in and attacked Okada, which didn't really do much because why would it? But Okada with around an 80. We have Will Ospreay outperforming Okada. Interesting. And Gato in the 40s. It's an alright main event. We were kind of struggling for a main event tonight because we didn't really have. We had a really good guy versus someone who isn't as good, so it was hard to place who was going to be our main event. I went with this one just for the storyline behind it. But at 65, it's all right. It's all right. And I wasn't expecting for this to happen so early, but it said Okada's ready to turn face. We'll turn him face. I don't know why he wasn't face in the beginning of the save, but whatever. Something that'll turn Okada face even more is the next segment as we go off air with Okada doing his pose over Gato's crumpled body when the rest of the Bullet Club kind of show their faces. Jay White, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Jado, and Gato all attacking Kazuchika Okada, and the show goes off air with Okada just flat on his back. We kind of setting up a. You might have noticed the Chaos Erupt storyline, advancing and gaining heat. That's basically just Chaos versus Bullet Club. Bullet Club are going to try and play their mind games, get in people's heads, and try and cause a bit of infighting within Chaos. Just a slight storyline advancement, but it will end up being important, trust me. And with that, comes to the end of the show. A 68, I believe. It was a 67 last show, so we're going from strength to strength. We are still struggling to gain popularity. We need to. I'll do it at the end of this video. Actually, we need to have a look into broadcasting companies in Canada and the oceanic regions because we would have gained popularity. We're just not. Which sucks because they're saying, "Oh yeah, you had a great show," and loads of people would have loved it, but no one was watching it. We need to just have a look into that, see if we can get this fixed because I'm sick of seeing the red at the bottom. It happened last show, which sucks. We'll try and get it sorted before we end the video. So we are here, like I said, kind of looking for another broadcasting partnership that will help us in the regions that we're struggling, and there isn't not much that we have access to. Star Choice could be okay. Nope, they're not interested in us. Everywhere's just showing up tiny. Maybe we don't need to focus on the likes of Canada and Oceania. I don't know. I would just like to, it's annoying me that it's popping up every now and then. New Japan World is doing the two coverage, and it's tiny for everywhere because it is literally just people who subscribe to New Japan World. There was one that was showing up, Sky 5. Could we? I'll do well in New Zealand. Could we get in New Zealand? I'm not sure. It says high risk. I don't want to. You know what? Forget it. We don't need to focus on Oceania and Canada at the moment. What I did want to bring up is we have these deals with Samurai TV, New Japan World, obviously, and TV Asahi. Asahi? Is that how you pronounce it? I assume it is. But it says that's for events. Our tour, because we're a very tour-based promotion. Our tours considered events? Because I'm not sure. We've got New Japan World for tour highlights. Should our events and tours the same? I'm not sure. Should we pick up a new deal with Asahi and be like, hey, can you show our tour highlights as well? Because they might not even be showing anything for us. We'll try. Well, I feel like it can't hurt getting a new deal for tour highlights. For 1 year, they're not willing to give us any it's either graveyard or late night. We might do daytime. It's really strange. I wish I knew more about this stuff. They're not too worried about quality. This would obviously just be the highlight package, but we'll sign it up anyway. If it can help us out, then it can help us out. even Samurai TV have been picky. We'll go late nights for them as well. This might not let us do it because it might clash with the Asahi deal. Yeah, it will do. Anyway. Because I noticed, obviously, it was saying we could have gained popularity in Canada and Oceania, but it wasn't working. But we also weren't gaining popularity in Japan. So hopefully this helps us even just a bit. Maybe this was causing a problem. Maybe not. If you know more about the game, please let me know. Because like I've said, I'm still relatively new. But hopefully this will help us eventually. I would also like to say that obviously this has been the second night of the New Japan Cup. Going forward, I'm going to do 2 nights at once. So the next video will be New Japan Cup night 3 and 4, just to kind of quicken up the process. Because otherwise, with me not kind of living in 2 different places, living at my place and living at home, and my parents' home. Sorry, my parents' home is the only place I can record content. Because, like I said in the last few videos, I don't have Wi-Fi in my place yet. The more I can just get out at once, the easier it is for me. It might change in the future. It might not. If this is if doing 2 nights at once is a successful concept, I'll keep it going. But for the next few videos, we will be doing 2 in 1. So more action to come. But for now, this is the last. Is the end of the video. I said it's the last. It's kind of sounds like I'm dying. I'm not dying. I promise. This is the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed night 2 of the New Japan Cup. I hope you're excited for the storylines we've kind of started and teased in this episode. And I hope you'll tune in for night 3 and 4 in the next video. But for now, stay happy, stay healthy, and peace.